Hey Kelly, so what is a go bag and what's in mine? Let's have a look, shall we? So what is a go-to bag? I'll leave it up on the screen for you here and you can have a look at it and a read. A lot of people recently, it's started coming up, you know, prepare, get a 72-hour bug out bag and all this jazz. But as you may or may not have heard, in Spain and Portugal, yesterday, the day before, complete mass blackouts absolutely everywhere. You know, people were stuck on trains, people were stuck in shops, buildings, lifts, elevators, all that sort of stuff. As soon as the lights went out, all sorts of crap. So people didn't really know where to go, what to do. It was just mass panic, but apparently they stayed calm. So for situations like that, what happens is you're far away from home. You may be far away from home. And so these go bags are like smaller versions of a 72-hour bug out bag. They're to get you from point A to point B safely and as efficiently as possible, whilst having sorts of similar supplies that you may need along the way, especially if there's a gang of people over there, or there's shops being busted over there and stuff like that, and you don't want to go through it, so you've got to go around it. It may take a day. So having those supplies there on you, on your immediate person, that you can just grab and go, it's one of those things, isn't it? It's well worth a look at, well worth a build, and everyone's go bag is individual to you. So there are many types of different go bags. You can get bags like this, which is our normal bug out and live in 72-hour 75 years sort of thing. You can get these little side pouches that go onto them. Some people just fill one of those up. One of those will do, they put little first aid bits in there, a torch, a permanent marker, things like that. Things that if somebody's bashed their head and you need to write the time on their head that they bashed their head and that where you've applied that wound, the EMTs or emergency services are going to know, okay, that's been that long, we need to get them in. It's not a bug out situation. It's what happened in Spain and Portugal sort of scenario here, to actually get you through the day or from point A to point B, as previously mentioned. However, my go bag is a little bit different. So this is my go bag. Oh, I've lost it. What? This is my go bag. This here is a simple fishing vest. Now I call it a cav, all right? So keep alive vest, keep me alive, So what's in it? That's what you're all here for. Let's have a look. In this little pocket, no battle rattle, I've got waterproof matches. Pot in here, in this, we've got some Vaseline, I've got some cotton wool balls, fire starting, along with the matches. Multi-tool, you never know, you might need it, someone might need it, comes in handy. And you got a knife on there and little things like that. Down on this side, I've got a nice spicy candle. Things like candles come into handy. If you've got a lighter and you're trying to light a fire, you could just light a candle, put it there and put all your tinder, your kindling and everything else on top. It's a constant flame, it's gonna see you through. And it's nice and pink, so if you've got a partner and you're stranded out in the woods, or you're stranded in a train carriage or anything like that, you can have a nice romantic moment, make the best of a bad situation, right? In here as well, because it's my go bag, my cav, I've got my fishing kit. So I've got swivels on there, hooks, bits and bobs, and I don't use nylon line. The problem with nylon lines and stuff like that, they're quite heavy, they're quite bulky, and they just get tangled up, knotted. This is braid, brilliant stuff for all sorts of things. In here, I've got a mix of wax, some really strong twine, and a ton of electrical tape. Electrical tape is good for tying things up. Because it's slightly elasticated, you can actually use it to tie things too. So that's a bonus. Or because it's plastic, you can set it alight, save using the candle, right? I've got some magic stones. Let's gloss over that. In here, the everyone's favorite, it's absolutely brilliant, a torch, because you never know, it might be nighttime. On this torch, however, you can see those. And then once you press it again, it starts with those red and blue lights. You might be someone else's saviour in an emergency. When they see the blue and red flashing lights, they know that you've got a first aid kit in which to run to and seek some sort of help. So also a signalling beacon if you need it. In here, I carries my cooker. Because I live outside, I can trap. I know where to forage, I know what bits to get, along with my fishing kit. I've always got my cooker. In here is my survival tin, if you want to put it that way. I have money in the back of here. I've got a little knife, some different wires and twines. I've got a lighter. I've got a ferro rod, you know, your go-to. Also has an emergency whistle on the end of it, which is great for those moments. I've got a bit of gauze just so I can filter things. This is knit bone. In case I break a bone or a sprain, a hand or a finger or something, I can rehydrate that and put that on there. I've got tick removers. In case you're in a high area with ticks, you need to get those out as quick as possible. I got my lucky rabbit foot. I got bits and bobs like that in there. But this is what I need for my everyday survival because of my situation. Yours is going to be different. Make sure that whatever environment that you're in, that yours is customed and tailored to your environment in which you are. So if you're a house dweller, if you live in a high-rise flat, if you live in a ground basement, you might need a few different things. But also your needs are going to be separate from your friends' needs, from your family's needs, because you're going to need stuff that's for you and your ideal go bag when you're going home, when you need to get home, or to your bug out location where your bug out kit is, things like that. In this one, I got my sling. If you know what that is, you'll be fine. It's one of those things, if you know, you know. I have an emergency telephone. If you don't know what one of those is, look them up. It's a bull roarer. I've got different paracords. These ones, inside the paracord, you've got all your different fibres and what you need for all your different things that you have. I also have one snare. Now that one snare is just for my fail-safe. The rest of all that line and twine and everything else, that can also be used. But this is just my one good to go on the move. In this side, as I mentioned before, I go nowhere without my kids. And for those of you out there that I got a compass, don't worry, it's all good. I got a compass so I know which way's north. Obviously, trying to find north, look around you, look at church spires, you're going to find out. Now this one's 5 degrees out. My other compass is 17 degrees out. No compasses are the same. You know where north is. I also have an emergency key. Any of you out there, if you know, you know. So that's that. You may be wondering, what about water? What about first aid kit and anything like that? We live this way. We live outside 24/7. It's not a problem for us. There's all sorts of things around me that I can use for my first aid, depending what that sort of situation is. We're not talking complete collapse here. We're just talking about a grid down situation like that happened out in Spain and Portugal sort of environment. But also water. Now, living outside, you see a lot, and water is in abundance everywhere in the UK, for instance. Now, you can also find cans, bottles, trash littering our countrysides. Here, I'm right next to a stream anyway, which is great. Now, I've already got the burner, but I've got nothing to cook it in. I've got nothing to boil it in or anything like that. The cans, the bottles around. Cans are probably your best option. Cut the top off, scoop your water up, put it into your fire or next to your fire. Make sure you're going to have other stuff on you, you know, like a pair of jeans or, you know, a top that you can grab hold of that hot, very hot can of boiling water and things like that. Not only that, is you can cook inside them. You can use them for a hobo stove if you do get hold of any sorts of fuel, if the shops haven't already been looted and all that sort of jazz. It's really simple. Just go out, look around, you'll see all these things. Another bonus tip for your go bag, or your cav as I call it. See the feathers? Tart them up, fancy them up a little bit, because these feathers can be attached to my hooks in my fishing kit. Bait, I don't even need food for it. Don't need food to catch food, right? Now you've seen what's in mine. I would love to see what's in yours, hear about yours, leave comments down below. It will be really interesting to know what's most important for you in your 24-hour go bag. So yeah, let us know. Until next time, happy hopping.